Hi everyone, it's Beth Flanagan and welcome to the next episode of the BFF Show. Now today's a little different. This show today is powered by Ozark & Co, which are an absolutely fantastic outsourcing and offshoring company based in India. And today I've got a very special guest called Sharon Wray from Sharon Wray Accountancy. Now Sharon uses Ozark and she has done for a few years. So in a moment, I'm just going to share my screen with Sharon and we're just going to get straight into it. So this is for all you accountants and bookkeepers out there that are struggling right now to find members of staff. You're finding that you're working in your business, you're doing ridiculous hours because you just can't get that help. So today we're going to explore outsourcing and in particular Ozark and let you know what they offer and how they actually help real life accountants like Sharon. So let's get to it. So Sharon, outsourcing, sometimes to accountants, that seems like a bit of a dirty word, doesn't it? Like outsourcing, I can't send my clients' documents to somebody else it just doesn't seem right. What is that still the impression these days for UK accountants?
I don't believe so now. Yes, it used to be. I think that UK accountants are really struggling to get resources in. They are really struggling to get the talent to help them build their business. I've been extremely fortunate in my outsourcing, and I've outsourced now for 3 years with the same people. They're a dedicated team to me, and they've been excellent. I just have found a great fit for my business.
That's absolutely brilliant. And as you know, we work together anyway, don't we? And I know that they've been a massive help to you. And we can say the name. It's Ozark, isn't it? Ozark.
Yeah, Ozark & Co. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been brilliant. And you've got a couple of team members now, haven't you, that work for you, for Sharon Wray Accountancy specifically. You don't share them with another company. They're specifically for you. So it's literally like they are an extension of your team. It doesn't matter that they're not in your office. It doesn't matter that they're not in the UK. They're fully conversant with all UK bookkeeping and accounting rules. They literally, and to be fair, Sharon, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, you said sometimes they do things a bit even better than you could do.
Absolutely, they do. They keep up to date with all the the ever changing regulations and HMRC guidelines, etc. I will honestly, they're better than me. And then I often ask them for advice or research. If I don't know the question, I will just go to my dedicated team in India and just say, please, can you look into this for me? And more often than not, they already know the answer. And if they don't, they'll do the research.
So we're only kidding that they're better than you. Obviously they're not. But what we're trying to say is that they are committed to keeping up to date with the latest UK trends and industries and guidance and laws and things like that, so that 100% that they've got your back, basically. I'm really interested to know as well that how did you start off? Like, what was going through your mind at the time 3 years ago that you thought, I need to do this, I need to outsource? What was happening at that point in time?
Yeah, absolutely. I was completely overwhelmed. The realization that dawned on me that I had too many clients and I couldn't actually physically do everything for them as I wanted to. And I didn't want to let my clients down. I certainly didn't want to let my reputation down. And it was funny enough, another accountant recommended outsourcing to me, and I got in contact with this company, and the rest is history. Preeti, who's the director of Ozark, we've worked together now for 3.5 years. There's no staff turnover, there's no high staff turnover. I've had the same team. And they've been great.
And what type of stuff do they do for you? What type of accounting work do you outsource to them?
Everything. Literally everything.
Bookkeeping, year-end, self-assessment.
Yeah, absolutely. VAT. The only thing I don't outsource, and I outsource this to the UK company, is payroll.
Yes.
But that's the only thing I don't outsource to them. But I mean, I send them confirmation statements, and can you strike off this company, and company secretarial stuff as well. And they have access to my Inform Direct.
Yeah.
Company secretarial services, they have access to all my systems. It's all GDPR compliant.
Yeah.
And they have their own IT systems in place, their end. And yeah.
I think another good thing as well is that you've also got an executive assistant there as well. So
Yes.
we all know accountants' time is so precious. We need the time back so we can work on the business rather than in it. We can do the social media. We can serve our highest paying clients more, stuff like that. But we can't do it if we're working in the business, doing the bookkeeping, back returns, etc. But we also, as accountants and bookkeepers, have quite a lot of administrative tasks, don't we, as well? That absolutely need doing, but we don't have to necessarily do it ourselves. But our mindset makes us do it ourselves. But you've had that flipping mindset recently, haven't you? You've got an executive virtual assistant from the same company, so they also do this as well. So I know from speaking to you that that's been a massive success, and you've only been doing that for a couple of weeks. But what types of things do they do for you, and that's giving you your time back now?
Well, they update my practice management software. Any sort of company secretarial services they'll do, any sort of admin or ad hoc work. For example, we're currently moving from tax filer over to zero tax, and they're populating the import spreadsheet to import into zero, and once that's done, I'll ask them to import it as well. So basically, any admin duties or anything admin that I don't want to do or do not need to do goes over to them.
That's the thing. It's not necessarily that you don't want to do, although some tasks we don't want to do we? But it's like everything you've just said there is crucial. It needs to be done, especially that what you just said, you're changing from one software to another. So you need that information in there. But that's not best of you as the managing director of your business's time, is it? So
absolutely,
they understand all this. You told them what you need doing, and they're doing it. I mean, that just sounds like a win-win situation to me.
Yeah, it is.
What did you get them to do first? Like, what was there like a stepping stone into, like, did you get them to do a bit of bookkeeping first that you thought, right, this is good, I can now move on? So what service did you pass to them first to realize that, yeah, we're onto a winner here?
Year-end accounts.
Okay.
Really. That was the first one, because that was what I was really behind on.
Right.
And then it led into self-assessments, and then it led into VAT.
Was it fair to say that you were the bottleneck? So your team were doing the work, and it was just down to you to finish it off, do the tax,
definitely.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And to some, I am still the bottleneck because nothing goes out without my review. But what I am doing now is I am designing templates for them to complete, so that I can just quickly review everything. That will take me hopefully just half an hour if necessary. Not even that. And then the next step is for them to send them over to the client on our practice software management. It'll be, everything comes from me, but I have that much confidence and faith in their work now, which we've obviously built up over 3 years, that they can do this, and I won't, I don't need to be the bottleneck.
Exactly. And I mean, using something, accountants were tight, aren't we, right? So you would have been paying them for 3.5 years if it wasn't giving you value. So that stands the
absolutely,
stands the test of time, that they are being really useful to you. Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay.
So you've been using Ozark now for 3.5 years, Sharon, in your practice.
Yes.
Would you recommend them to any other UK accountant and bookkeeper to use to help with the burden and stress of the tasks that we have to do?
Yes, definitely. I've recommended other accountants to them. It doesn't, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't work for everybody. But what you do need to do, if you find it's not working, you need to be specific about what's not working, and go back to Ozark & Co. and tell them, and they will put it right. So don't just be if a team member isn't right for your business, go back to Ozark and tell them why this isn't working, and they will put it right at 100%. So don't be put off by something that doesn't work straight away.
And that's the same if we hire somebody here as well, isn't it? It might,
Absolutely.
a CV is totally different to somebody physically coming and working with you and seeing them doing the stuff. It's totally different. So I just want you accountants not to be, and bookkeepers not to be put off by this, because it's an absolute benefit. We've got a company here based in India that knows all the softwares that we use. They know, they've got all the competency, they've got the expertise, they've got the experience, literally just to pick your stuff up and help you get it through the door quicker than you doing it yourself.
Definitely.
It's just
Yeah.
honestly a no-brainer. And now the fact that they're also doing the admin side of things as well, the virtual assistant side, I just think it's a win-win situation. I'm so glad that you're getting on with them 3.5 years later, and now you've doubled. I know recently that you've increased the hours that you're using them for the accounting services, and like we said, now you're also using them. You've got a VA with them as well, so it's really, really good. And congratulations for the partnership.
Thank you. I just wanted to add as well that I'm part of a tax return commitment challenge club.
Yeah.
And this time last year, I was nowhere near where I needed to be in respect of self-assessments being done. We're now at 70% of our self-assessments for the year. So we've only got another 30% to do. A lot of them have been done this month. So hopefully December and January is going to be a lot less. Well, I know it will be a lot less stressful.
Can you imagine that as an accountant, having January off from self-assessments?
Oh my God.
Like, that's unheard of, isn't it? But it's achievable. 100% it's achievable.
Absolutely.
Just by asking for help.
Yeah.
And, it's so easy to do this. And self-assessments is one of those things that can be easily outsourced. As long as you've got the information's there, just pass it on to somebody else, get them to do it while you're doing the complicated things or chasing the documents. But you don't even have to chase the documents. They can do that for you as well on your behalf. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So thank you so much for watching this extra special BFF show this week. A big thank you to my guest, Sharon Wray. Thank you so much for explaining in detail of how you use an outsourcing company like Ozark to help you with your time management and to help you with your very busy schedule and helping you with your self-assessments and accounts, etc., and bookkeeping. And a big thank you to Ozark for sponsoring this video. If you are an accountant or bookkeeper right now and need help with obviously upcoming self-assessments or bookkeeping or corporation tax returns or anything like that, please drop me a message, send me a message through LinkedIn, YouTube, email me, ring me, whatever you want. I can give you more information about this, and I can put you in touch with Ozark to see if they're the right fit for you, and they can have a discovery call with you and see if it works for you, which I know it will do. Let's get your time back for you, and let's not have a rubbish December and January like you may have done over the last couple of years. They can absolutely help you with your self-assessments. So I will see you on the next